Greetings! Welcome to the Devlog for hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. We're going to start off as always with a quick sound check. Make sure speakers aren't up too high. Wonderful. Well, that didn't do much damage to that box there. Anywho, what have we got for you this week? Well, this was originally going to be an event system week, but as usual, I have gotten distracted. I basically started working with Ole, who has been working on our gorgeous AR-15 set refresh on Monday, and I just got so carried away just enjoying working on that and getting a whole bunch of things in and substituted that because I had some inertia with it, I just spent the whole week on it. So, because of that, there is a whole bunch of new AR-15 related toys in the item spawner for you this week. So, let's take a look. Back to categories, assault rifle. So, in terms of guns, 2 guns have been wholesale replaced this week. Our M16 A1 and our, dopey me, there we go. And our M16 A4. Grab these and take a look at them. The lighting in the sniper range is not amazing. This is pure ambient and baked light, which means the sort of specular quality of things looks a little washed out. Just if you're wondering why they don't look quite how they do in the indoor range, it's just the way I lit this scene 5 years ago. But yeah, let's actually pop these on here. Let's get these. Gun safety is for everyone. So we have brand new Stanag magazines, a full set, the fullest set that has ever been in the game. Our replaced AR-15 models like the C601 I showed off a little while back have the new sound. Oh, wonderful. They've got animated bolt releases and such. Let's take some shots. Let's actually see our sheet here. There we go. Beautiful. Pull that out. We've got followers in all the mags too, and as you can see, most of them are either fully loaded or close to fully loaded. Animated bolt release. Oh, so much better sounds. There we go. That is how you deal with that box there. So yeah, along with this, let's see, did I actually, yep, I added it in here. We've got some other cool things. We have some updated versions of the bayonets and all the bayonet mounts, because obviously everything is now dimensionally correct, actually mount on and fit correctly, and there's a whole bunch of new bayonets, which I'll show you in a moment. Now let's see, just to show you exactly what our situation is here, mag-wise, if we just go over to ammo, a lot of people don't know about this, but say I want to see every magazine that can fit with this gun. I just go switch to tag search mode, I click select tags from held object, and boom, there we go. Sorted list of all of the magazines. If I wanted to make it so that the rounds also showed up, I think it's I yeah, I could remove that there and I could get the 5.56 rounds there. But just in terms of magazines, we've got a whole bunch of different new sets here. We have full set of PMags, both in black and in FDE. Gorgeous. What else? we've got some goofy ones here. Ole did this beautiful fake light magazine. Once again, the color is a little off in this scene. I should really mess with the lighting in here. It is not quite right. That should not be quite that orange. Let's see here. We've got both a replacement for the 100-round drum, which is pretty beefy, as well as a brand new 150, which is just ridiculous looking. I adore it. I just adore it. Pull you out. We have, and we now have a much smoother gradation. I need to fix the, I realized I need to fix the display names because I've got magazine, Stanag, USGI. It actually cuts off the round number, so I'm gonna have to tweak that. That's part of the reason why we test these things. But yeah, we've got a 10, a 20, a 20 round waffle, a 25, a 30 round custom, a 40, a 55, which is just two of them welded together because not getting the best performance here in the Unity editor. Runs so much better in build, I promise. And and a 5 round. So yeah, so those are your new magazines. In terms of, let's go back to classic mode. In terms of bayonets, I went ahead and put in all the bayonets we had planned to put in with the eventual AR sets. We've got a C601, a Canadian one, an H416, which I don't know about you, but I just love that blade shape. Looks so cool. The M9 is replaced. We've got the more classic M7, which is technically what belongs on this rifle here. Come on, come on, go on. How am I messing this up? Oh, upside down is how. Wow, Anton. We are with it today. So yeah, M7 on there, a USMC one, and oh, and this one, this is a K77. Can't remember off the top of my head what this went to, but I just love the cross section of the handle. So that is in there. And then when it comes to our M16A4 here, we have and this is sort of a preview of the functionality that will be present on some of the other models of rifle, which is that our carry handle now, come on, there we go, now actually has, we can not just flip the aperture there, we can also, if you happen to be one of those people who owns a very high-res HMD, this can now actually be zeroed by elevation between 100 meters and 800 meters. If someone manages to shoot something accurately from 800 meters off of irons on this, I demand a video of it. But yeah, I know I will be keeping this at 100 or 200 most of the time. And for those of you who enjoy it, we also have a PMag in here that actually has the window on the side so you can see those drain. Oh, look at that! Animated spring! Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous and obsessive work here by Ole on these beautiful models that I promise, as I said, look prettier in other scenes than they do in this old scene. This is probably worth a remaster at some point. So yeah, so there you have it. That is our new set of AR goodies. So there are a number of things to be aware of with this, which I will actually talk about outside of VR. Yo! So there's some very, very important things about these new ARs and these new mags. The reason that I decided to do in an experimental build a push with just 2 replacements and a bunch of these is that I ended up having to do a lot of sort of asset metadata surgery to try to keep these connected where they should be to various already authored modes in the games as best as possible, despite the fact that the way that they are sorted and referred to has changed. An example is just the fact that 30 round Stanag USGI mags in game, and they're like FVR IDs used to be referred to as just like Stanag 1, Stanag 2, Stanag 3. They came in with 3 different guns. And all of that has changed to make them both more accurate and to repackage them differently in the game. But what this means is that some vault guns may not load correctly. Now, I'm going to attempt to basically insert sort of a sort of like parsing filter over incoming sort of red vault files that basically they're going to ask for an item that they think they know by one of the older names, and the game will just give them the item via the new one, and next time you save over it in any capacity, it should be with the new data object. But I've never done that before, so it might be busted, it might break, and for at least this week's experimental build, if you have anything Stanag with a Stanag mag in it in a vault file, it might not load correctly. If that happens, don't panic, don't delete it. I would like to solve this problem with some post filtering so that I can essentially have a list of old IDs and new IDs and just pass them on. But I might need to do some trial and error this week as I find all the little things and all the little places that something might break, and fix it, because I've never done this type of asset substitution in H3 before, where it's not just this like one-to-one version, but this migration of like, there was this bundle of mags over here and they were called this and it was kind of disorganized, and now there's this new larger bundle of mags and they're very organized and they use different terms and IDs and things. And so we'll be finding out together all the little places something goes wrong. So yeah. So I ask your patience through this process, and essentially once this is done and we make sure that this sort of migration works, I can start putting in all the other AR-15 models in sort of big batches. The priority, I was originally going to do it like just pure theme grouped, like here's a bunch of M16s, here's a bunch of M4s, etc. But I think what I'm going to prioritize first in terms of like the first 8 or 10 that go in are just replacing the guns in game, because I'm pretty sure, I didn't even bother to test it, but I'm pretty sure a bunch of these mags like do not mount correctly in the M4s that are in the game, because the M4s in the game are just not the correct dimensions at all. And so I would like to get those subbed out post haste this month. So we're going to be doing that and putting in replacements for everything that we have parts for. It's an absolutely massive parts list, and Ole is still working through them. And so there will be some of the more exotic ones like the SCR and stuff aren't going to get replaced for a bit. So there might be this transitional period where things don't necessarily perfectly fit with some of the old models in the game. But it's just necessary because, as I said, I've never done this degree of content substitution on a set, but especially just given the historical centrality of this platform, it's the one that it makes sense to do it with, and they've always been an inconsistent mess in H3 with a huge variation in quality of model, and so it feels super good to finally start being able to do something about it, which is why this is what got my attention this week. So enjoy playing with all of them and all the big mags, and post on the bug report forum, of course, if and how anything is broken. If you do run into like a parsing problem or something like that, please give me as detailed of reproduction steps as humanly possible when you file a bug somewhere. And if you're doing it on the Discord, like creating a new issue in the sort of bug report section of the Discord, you can even drop the vault file right on after you detail what's wrong. And that way, because they're plain text, I can just look at them and see what's up. So hopefully hopefully this goes smoothly. Anywho, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.